It's Tuesday morning. We just dropped the kids off at the bus stop. I think our filming for yesterday just kind of went by the wayside. We got really busy with everything. But John found his basketball hoop that we didn't give him for his birthday. And he was really excited. He saw it in the garage. So I put it together just a minute ago. I'm really proud of myself because I'm not usually the handy put together kind of person. But I did it, and now he's having a blast and he wants to show you. Go for it. Woo! Clap! Say yay! Can you clap for yourself? Uh-oh, what's happened to your finger? You have food on your face. Shoot the ball. Throw it in the air. You can do it. Or do it like that. That's good too. Yay! That's called the basketball hoop. You don't like its current location? You want it right there instead? Okay. Just throw it in. You can just throw it in the sky. We're playing slow motion basketball. Slow motion basketball. Wait for it. You didn't miss that time. Well, it's orange. It's kind of a red, but it's orange. Yeah, orange. That's right. You have, look, you have orange in your shirt. Orange. Orange. No, the basketball hoop is red, but the ball is orange. Is it your new chair? I had someone request that I show you how I make my Italian chicken, so that's what I'm doing today. I have 4 or 5 frozen chicken breasts. I just used a whole package that I got at Aldi. And then I'm going to put in a half a cup of water. Now this is the Italian salad dressing mix from Aldi. So I'm just going to pour that, sprinkle that all over the chicken. I'm gonna plug in my crock pot because I forgot to do that. I'm gonna turn my crock pot onto low, and I'm going to do it for 3 hours. All right, it's been 3 hours. This is what the chicken looks like. It's still a little pink, but that's okay because it's going to cook for another hour on high. I'm going to add a block, an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Put it in there. And then I'll just add a can of cream of chicken soup. I got everything at Aldi. All right, so it's all in there. I'm just going to put the lid back on. I'm going to change my setting. How do I do this? Change my setting to high. And I'm just gonna leave it here for the 2-hour mark. If you can program it to 1 hour, that's what it says to do in the recipe. All right, the chicken is ready. So I'm just gonna take it out now. I'm gonna cut it into some pieces. It could be shredded, but we just like it a little bit more chunky. So I'm gonna do that, and our rice is ready. So then we can just, we'll serve it over a bed of rice. So this is what it turned out to look like. That's a huge portion. I've made it for Joe. You probably won't be able to eat all of that, but that's okay. It's not a very colorful dish, but it tastes so good, especially in the winter when it's cold outside, which it's not winter and it's not cold outside right now, but keep this in mind for the winter when you need a fast something to feed your family.
Yeah. Did you get wet wipes by chance?
No.
Like diapers?
We have some wet wipes though. I have them. You want some?
Is it blue or is it poop?
Blue poop?
Bloop?
Ew, I hope it's not blue poop.
Depends on how much that milk you drank.
Woo! John's been busy doing something for mommy's school.
Yeah, you've had plenty of milk.
Okay, you go change your diaper and I'll get your dinner ready, okay?
Milk.
Say okay.
Milk.
He wants milk.
Yes, mook.
I have a house full of kids here in our playroom, just down the hallway. So I'm hiding out in John's room. I told one of my YouTube friends that I was gonna show her the one and only quilt that I have ever made. So Kara, this is for you. I wanted to show you. And I also just wanted to, I guess, have a record of it because I don't think I have a picture of it. And it's gonna die in the next probably year or two. I made this quilt with some help of my aunt, my mom, and my mom's friend a long time ago. I made it in Young Women. I probably made it when I was 13 or 14, I wanna say. And what we did is we each painted a block, a whole bunch of blocks, the number of girls that participated. And the blocks were supposed to have the Young Women value colors and then also represent us. So we made a stencil and then we just painted with, what do you call that kind of paint? Acrylic paint. And stenciled it in, painted the Young Women value colors. The idea behind it was that all of the girls would just, John's coming in. The idea behind it was that all of the girls in Young Women would make a quilt and then display it at their wedding reception. And so I made sure that I did that. I didn't use it for years and years and years until probably we had been married 6 or 7 years. So I will probably never be making a quilt ever again, just because I don't know how. Anyway, here's my quilt, let me show you. Okay, so here's the square that I made. And I think we were supposed to sign our names, but I didn't sign it on my own. I was really into theater and I played the cello, so that's the music notes. And so then each of the other girls, like I said, they just made their own stencil and they signed their names. And what's really cool is that some of the people who signed this quilt and made these squares are no longer living. And so it's just, and you know, I don't see these people. I haven't seen these people since a lot of them since I was 15 years old, but it's just a good memory that I have, and it was fun to hang it up at my wedding. So here is what I did, and it's just starting to fall apart, the stuff inside.
Oh, look, this.
Yeah, John, that's cool. And then on the back, it just looks like that. I don't know if you can see that. So I wish I knew how to fix it. I don't. And I asked my mother-in-law, she doesn't think it's fixable. But that is my one claim to fame as far as quilting goes. So I need to teach myself a lesson today, and that's why I'm gonna talk about this next thing with you. I was speaking with my neighbor today, and I was kind of complaining because I had the opportunity to do some service for somebody, and I did it, and I'm glad that I did it, but then it was kind of an inconvenient kind of service, and so I was complaining about it. And I shouldn't have done that, because that's not being Christ-like. That's not having charity, which is what our goal is this year, our family goal. Also, I guess hang on just a minute. I keep having to escape to different bedrooms so that I can talk to you because there's people everywhere, but I needed to get this thought out. Lately, I've been having the opportunity to do some service for somebody, and I'm happy when I'm doing it, but it's kind of inconvenient, this service that I've been doing, and so I've kind of had a grudge about it afterward. And I was missing out on blessings and opportunities to grow and develop and to be a better person by my complaining. There's a song in one of our hymns at our church that says, there are chances to serve all around just now, opportunities right in our view or way or something. Do not let them pass by, saying someday I'll try, but go and do something today. I guess what really struck a chord with me today was I was reading an article about 9/11, and there were these people who were on a flight, and they had been somewhere out of the country, and they were flying back from wherever they were flying back, and they were in Canada somewhere. I can't remember the name of the town, the city, wherever. The pilot found out that this was going on, and he told the stewardesses to come up, and they decided not to tell the passengers on the plane, but instead they were to just tell them that there was a malfunction on the plane and that they needed to turn around and land quickly, which they did. They found the nearest airport and they were able to land, and it wasn't until after they landed that they told the passengers on board. The passengers could see that there were 50 other planes that had landed, and they knew that something was weird because this is a little airport, and why were all of these commercial jets flying into this airport? So anyway, they told the passengers what was going on with 9/11, and they actually had to stay on the plane for a day while they waited for clearance to be able to get off. They had to keep checking the plane and the people and making sure it was all okay. And they had landed in this town that only had about, I think they said 10,500 people. So not a very big place. And with all of these jets that had landed, there were, you know, several hundred people aboard. So there were actually about the same amount of people on the planes that had landed in this little town as the population of the town. So about 10,500. So each plane got to finally leave and get off the plane. There was a lady on board their plane who was 33 weeks pregnant, and so they were taking good care of her. But all of these people were taken to high schools, to lodges, to homes, to inns, to wherever, and they were put up for the night. The high school students were no longer in school for the time that they were there, but their job was to serve all of these people that had landed in their town. They were given free food at the restaurants. They were given tokens for the laundromats. They were actually taken out for excursions so that they could go and do fun things while they were there. It was kind of like a vacation for them for the couple days that they were there. They got to go hiking, they went on canoe rides, they got to go sightseeing and do different things. And so by the time they were allowed to get back on the plane and fly into the United States, the stewardess who wrote the article said that the people, when they boarded back on the plane, it was as if they were coming to a family reunion, a big party, like they'd all been on a cruise together and they were all great friends. They all knew each other's names. They were all talking with each other. They all had stories to swap. And the pilot even allowed a man to stand up and to make an announcement over the intercom, which doesn't happen on a commercial flight. And this man said, you know, we have been treated so well the past 2 days by these people. Why don't we set up a trust fund for a scholarship for whoever can do it of these high school students so that they can go to college, and that we'll pay for them for their kindness. And by the time they had gone through the whole airplane, they had earned $14,000. And this man was a doctor, and so he was willing to also donate double that. And he got the airline, I can't remember which airline it was, to also put money into it. So it came out to be that they had this trust fund for $1,500,000, $1.5 million for this town. And you know, these people in this town, they were so giving, they were so open, they opened up everything, they gave everything that they had to complete strangers. And they were willing to do it without complaining or without any problems. Now, obviously, that was a huge circumstance and a big life-changing thing throughout the world. But you know, I can look at my own life, and maybe I don't have some huge plane landing in my town, or 50 of them for that matter, but I can find ways to just not complain and to serve and to be happy that I get to serve. And if I do that without complaining, then great things are going to come back to me. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be next year, but I will see great things if I make sure that I just serve without a grudge and I don't complain. And so anyway, that's just the lesson that I learned. I know that was kind of long-winded, but I just really felt like I needed to share that today.